Hello there, welcome back to another FS19 live stream. Today we're not on any specific stream. I'm probably using my commercial because I'll be snacking throughout this. I just not too long ago. I haven't really had breakfast. But anywho, so I figured we're gonna go ahead and close the tab out. Okay, that's not good. But okay, anyway, so we're gonna take a look at. I'm already taking a look at some of the things that we know are going to be in the game, and obviously it's going to be. Not everything will be listed on the Giants website. So I'm pretty sure it's like not even like a tenth of everything that's gonna be coming out. But I figured we can go ahead and play an FS22 because I like to play it when I do playthroughs anyway. So or when I just play games in general, but especially new games, I like to try and play. Because see, here's the thing: we have a lot that's gonna be coming out in FS22. So I'm copy and paste this real quick. And so, like, we have grapes, we have olives, we have stones, stones, rocks, what you can call it. We have, we have mulching. We have the factories, right? Where is my Discord? So many Discords here. Okay, here we go. So there's a lot that we gotta plan out, right? There's a lot we gotta explore, and then of course we also have the new, we have the biogas tracker or whatever it's referred to as, but. Uploads. I'll say that. Alright. So I know we have just over a month to do it, or until we play anyway. Basically till FS22 comes out. And there we go. Alright. So I know. Hold on, I'm gonna put by you. Alright, sorry for that. Yeah, and I had never breakfast, so I'm really hungry. Anywho, so I know no one's watching the stream right now. But let me actually, which pages I got open. So I gotta open up, because I'm gonna put this into a, actually let me see what pages I can close here. Okay, I can close that. Actually, I'm not close these 4, actually. Let's just close those 3. Alright. So we know that we can estimate that starting the grapes, it was going to cost it's about 500,000. I mean, really, probably closer to 300,000-400,000. We'll say 500,000. Let's be on the safe side, and that's including the harvester and all that. So yeah, it'll be. We'll have to make sure, and we'll see. And I mean, this is then we don't have to do a whole lot of grapes. I'm trying to make a good lot of money. We'll have to do an insane amount of grapes, but we won't need to do, like, we can do this one strand, and that's both trying not great. So obviously we'll do at least 2 or 3, little strands, whatever, or rows of them, sorry. But, yeah. So that's a cool thing. And I did take a look at the what do you call it? The vehicles and equipment and stuff that they have on their website for FS22 as like what's going to be in the game. Like basically, I guess the overview, whatever. And I've noticed that a lot of I think it was the stone picking or the mulching, is like, or I think both, mostly under 200 horsepower. So our goal will be to attempt to get a 200 horsepower tractor. That's our main thing. Alright, so I know what I want to do is we gotta make sure we have backup. And I know that in here. I know this is gonna be in the game. Let's say they're gonna make that at $20,000. I mean, I'm gonna guess it's gonna be about the same price. I'm gonna guess. We know this is gonna be in the game because this is one of the things that are. So let's say we start off with. Here's the thing, I don't know what we're gonna start out with. We might start out with according to the American map, obviously. Because the pit fields. I like pit fields, so we'll start off with hopefully good size field. I'm sure they have like small fields, small piece of land you can buy, whatever. Maybe we'll just start off with a small piece of land, no field, who knows? But here's the thing, I don't know what we're gonna start with. And I don't know all the game modes. They might have the same 3 game modes. I hope they do, because they're fantastically fun game modes. But I know that either way, we want to make sure we have a backup for in case we run out of money and or need like $200, $1,000, whatever. And we have, because here lies the difficulty in trying to try out new things when you don't really know how it all works. Because again, you're trying it out. You run the risk of not buying everything you need to make that money, but then you put all that your money into it, either on purpose or on accident, and then you don't have enough to make any more unless you max out your loans and all that. Well, that's where I've learned that if you get a mower, and so I'm thinking this right here because it's cheap. It's a mower, right? You don't need a tractor for it. And then, I see. Normally, I would have to do a tractor or and a loading wagon, but obviously, we'll need a tractor. So, I mean, typically, I try and go for one that can do both. But you don't really need to do that. But I don't even really need. Sorry. So, I mean, this stuff, great and all, but look at how expensive this stuff is. I mean, this one's $17,000. This is $16,000. This is $2,000 more than a little push mower, right? And this is $19,000 for a front one, and I prefer the front ones. So for cheaper, we can get a mower, and then that gives us a few more thousand to spare for whatever, and then we have we can get the loading wagon. So that's gonna be the first part of my plan, is to make sure we have a mower, and then a tractor that can do the mower or loading wagon, or even if it's just like even if we had to end up leasing one of the things, so be it. I mean, why what? Of course, I'm not sure. I don't know the pricing in the next game. I don't know what's going to sell for more or less, same, if it's going to be the same price or whatever. But I'll take a deeper look into it, and if but we can get everything. I mean, if we got to lease some things, okay, so be it. I mean, hopefully they do have the financing capability in FS22, where you can finance equipment and vehicles and stuff. Sorry about that. But probably not. That's me being hopeful. I mean, in all honesty, that is me being hopeful and going, oh, I hope we can do this because that would be cool, and I could not just spend however much daily leasing cost, but every day. Then I can eventually own it, and not have to pay that cost anymore, and then I have to go return it and you know buy again. But so we're gonna do that, and then I want to do a grain, not like well, I mean, I'm not really sure what crop we're gonna do, but I want to do like a crop prep. But obviously, if we can do animal, fantastic. Throwing like horses in there or something. But again, it all depends on how much land we have, how much money we have, if we get any, if we're gonna have where we can have, if we have any stuff in the silo or silo, um, stuff like that, and of course, if we do have stuff in the silos to sell, we might keep some of it, because I mean, again, while we do want to explore the stuff as quickly as possible, we also want to make as much money as quickly as possible because of the fact that we need to um, that we want to explore as much of it as quickly as possible. I mean, we're going to sit down in a stream and do as much as we can in the shortest period of time. I'm sitting here able to talk. I really get on my nerves. No, it's just Discord view. Hold on. Alright, no, this is it. Okay. Well, so anywho, so that's why I kind of want to try and do. Usually, silent bales sell for, and silent in general, really, but especially silent bales sell for a good decent amount. Um, and hopefully, I remember it was OP in 17. I mean, you could sell one bale of silage on average to go between $4,000 and $5,000 per bale. It was insane. I mean, you think about 10 bales, that's $50,000. I mean, it was almost like a money hack. So while they sell for considerably less, like 1/5 of the price, it's like $1,000 on average, just over $1,000, $1,200, whatever, on average, that's still a lot of money. And I prefer that because I prefer actually kind of take my time and while I don't want to sell things for super 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 cheap. Obviously, you want to make money, right? But I don't want to take super long making money. But I don't want it to be super quick with wham bam thank you bam. We got everything we got a ask for. Um, so I mean, well, I forgot to do that. So yeah, and I mean, yeah. So we'll definitely have to see. Um, but I know what I want to do is obviously I want to try out the sorghum, right? Like, obviously, I need to get another freaking I need to get the square baler at some point. No, I don't know if I can. Hold on. Sorry, I was trying to play this game effectively. It was my personal game save that I just played. Just chill out. Okay, let me see here. We have a. I think these are both round bales. Both these are round bales, and this is a. Like, I'm not really getting the differences. Okay, these two I can see the difference in. This holds more, so it's more expensive. But these two, they both hold 24 bales, both 130 horsepower, both round bales. This is more expensive and let's be a little bigger. So maybe I'll kind of leave this at some point and just see. I'm actually really curious. Like, what is the point of this? I think I might, because it looks like it might be able to hold more bales, but it's just. I don't know. I mean, yeah, it looks like it can hold like some more bales, but I'm not entirely sure. So I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, so I mean, I don't really know what was a mod though. What was it? So I'm trying to remember what the mod was that had like an auto release. I'm gonna automatically drop it. I can't remember. Maybe nothing. But anywho. And of course the plan may change when we actually get in the game and actually see what we can and cannot do. Of course I also want to try and actually it's that, but I also want to try the I want to see the paints, like the I want to see all the landscaping stuff. I want to see the sculpting as well as the painting. I want to see all the paint types. Obviously we're taking a look at everything, and my plan is either way. Um, Obviously we're going to start on the map. We have stuff, so we actually have stuff to try out and give us a head start. But my plan is to, while it's sowing, while it's harvesting, especially while it's sowing in the field, I want to, we'll go ahead and look at the prices of everything. We'll see what we have and all that. I mean, we'll look at everything we possibly can. So, I mean, I'm leaning on the top of the hill here. Yes, nobody else joined, unfortunately. Fortunately, that does happen. So, keep snagging. Play. Hello there, thank you for joining. Is planning out my FS19 and planning out the FS22, which is still launching just over a month. So far, the plan right now is to buy, and this part of the plan is not going to change, but it's to buy a mower and a loading wagon, and make sure we have at least a tractor that can do the loading wagon. So I think we're going to get like a nice small loading wagon. If I recall, I think it's going to be like one of these. I think we are getting these. So probably get like this. That doesn't be a massive loading wagon. We just need something to pick up grass, and then of course small tractor that can do that. And then one of these. Okay, so we will come and go. That'll be fun. Hopefully this turn the game we just playing this. Cause I'm hoping to plan it with somebody, but I guess not. Alright, well that happens. Hoping someone will want to plan it, because then we can plan, just maybe talk with somebody. When we talk with each other, then you can plan out you might get some ideas for your stuff, and I might get ideas for my brand new playthrough, stuff like that, but that's how I do the stream, not just so it can be selfish. Oh, help me plan mine. Obviously I want to plan mine, but I can plan mine by myself. I figured you're at the Farming Simulator community. I wish I could post in Farming Simulator. That'd be kind of nice, but like the Farming Simulator Discord. But anyway, I'm not even gonna bother. Actually, no, I don't think even FS Club does that or can do that. So. Of course, as we get more information, don't know that. As time goes on and we get more info, we'll be able to, better our plan. And of course, until we know the full-on prices of things, we can't really solidify these plans. I don't know stuff like, like I know the grape harvester is like just over $100,000. So, you know, my plan for that is, you know, do whatever crop sells the most that we can just plant and, you know, plant and harvest. Obviously, do some sorghum. You know, kind of just kind of like try that, and you know, I mean, we'll try and do some factory stuff. Maybe we'll do like a little beehive and you know, try that. I mean, obviously, you know, we'll try every factory at some point. Right? We'll try it all sooner or later. But yeah, so I mean, I want to do like whatever crop sells the most. Like for at least a few harvests until we can like try grapes, and then we'll do this, and we'll have like, well, cause I'm gonna guess, you know, let me make a map. We have a pretty decent sized field, so we'll put that field, split that right up the middle, and do, you know, maybe we'll do oats for the horses or something like that on one side. Like we'll literally split it in about half, and then we'll, you know, put on either side of the grape vines, like there's a little grape part of the field. I'll probably paint grass or whatever, just so or some dirt, just so. Well, I mean, obviously, I want to see what the workers will do if we'll go around or, you know, what have you. But if it works out well without having to paint anything, then great, you know. But yeah, so then I want to do at least 2 rows of grapes, if possible. But I mean, again, so I mean, cause all we really need for grapes is obviously the vines. I think the water thing, the harvester, of course, and we might or might not need the. Like we're gonna try doing it without, just to see if we can, without the thing. I mean, we're gonna have enough money to lease it if we need to. Well, actually, no. Question. I don't know if we'll have enough money to lease it because who knows until it happens. But I do know that we will have at least 2 more sources of income. Because, again, we'll need to have gotten everything for that. So, with that, you know, grass, hay, which I thought about maybe also taking the grass and just making it into hay to sell for a little bit more. Maybe. Another drop up there. I was like, nah, it's a hill, it's gonna be. You know, how much pain it's gonna be. No, right here. Still on the hill, but not too bad. Alright. Yeah, so we shall see when it comes out. Yeah, it's kind of the plan. It's kind of do like grapes, and then obviously olives at some point. But we know how we know how much the grape harvester is going to be, and then you know we'll slowly go with the factories and just you know, and obviously at some point we'll do with cotton because that sells pretty good, but that's expensive. Cotton is expensive to get into. I mean, it's only $485,000. The harvest is $485,000. We need transport. I mean, that's closer to $1 million to start everything up because, well, let's see, to do it like really efficiently anyway. I think if we go for the John Deere, that's definitely not much. So maybe not $1 million, but that's closer to $650,000-$700,000, I believe. But see, hello there, thank you for joining. So I know with the stone picking, we'll be able to get pretty much any of them, as long as we have 200 or so. Basically, what I'm thinking is that, and again, I don't really know until we actually get into the game. You know, we can't until, you know, it's over a month, and goodbye. But the way I'm thinking right now, from looking at the stats of like the mulchers and the, you know, the stone pickers, definitely the stone pickers. My God, as long as you have about a 200 horsepower tractor, we'll be fine. I mean, so that'll be kind of like one of my main focuses is to get a 200 horsepower tractor. I'll just drop this right there, and this should hopefully go. It's gonna be angled. Crap, oh well. But that, you know, if we get a 200 horsepower tractor, which actually, let's see what small tractors we have here. 150, 100, 115, 105, 90, 102, 105, 110, 145, and then, yeah, so it's going to be typically nothing. Okay. So, let's see, 170. Increase the engine. Yeah, so look at that. So for, let's say, $150,000, we can get, you know, we can basically have, so all I gotta do is spend 150 grand, and we'll pretty much, I mean, it's my estimation anyway, so I'm guessing the price is about be the same. Who knows? But, anyway, so it should be too much more than a small tractor. I mean, like, honestly, if you have to get one just under, well, no, I don't get one, I don't need one, 3, 4, 500 right off the bat. I'm talking about just like a 200 horsepower tractor, right? Just get one, get it out of the way. And of course, obviously, we need more horsepower as they go along, get bigger, equipment, implements, and all that good stuff. But just so we can do the stone picking and the mulching and all that. Now we don't need a big tractor to, transport anything from the trailers, right? We don't need a massive tipper. We can so. We're going to have to make some, we might, I'm not saying we're going to have to, but we might have to make sacrifices and not get the bigger tippers, not get the bigger harvesters, not get the bigger this, bigger that, the bigger cultivators, bigger sowing machines. Because here's the thing, cultivating, okay, mulching, I guess I'll be able to do that on my own. If I can tell the difference between as long as there's like a really clear difference, I should be able to do the mulching. Cultivating, I can do that on my own. Stone picking, I'm pretty sure I have to do that on my own anyway, but I should be able to do that on my own. And I say that because that will save us money. Because each time you gotta hire a worker, that's more money. So, anything to save money. Now, of course, I'm gonna have them sow, and, I'll probably do some harvesting. It depends on what's going on. But, I mean, overall, so for the cultivating, the stone picking, and what was it? Okay, so we have, I can't remember. There was the third thing. Okay, let's see. Cultivating I can do. Mulching. That's it. Mulching, cultivating, stone picking. That stuff I can do. Right? There's, I can manually save myself some money on that. Right? Really. Seeding, I'll have them do that. Fertilizing. Now, see, that is something we're going to eventually get into. But what I want to try and do is I want to try and get into cattle or pigs pretty quickly. I mean, not like the primary focus. Because, they'll produce slurry. Right? They should produce slurry pretty much automatically, which is then, we can, hello, thank you for joining, which then we can eventually use that. Yes, because it'll be like a free source of, of fertilization. Which will be, great, because, we'll need to increase the yield. Yeah. So, but that's not, again, not going to be the primary focus. So I'm very curious to see what the time scales are. You see here we have obviously real time, 5 times, 15, 30, 60, 120, and real time, right? So I'm curious to see what are we going to have in 22. Are we going to, I know we'll be able, from my understanding, we'll be able to skip months ahead at a time. But is that just, okay, how, you want to skip, you just go to, a calendar or something, how does that work? Do you want to skip by a few hours? Do you want to skip by days? Do you want when you want to just go ahead and just skip an entire month. So that'll be interesting to do, because if you have, which I mean makes sense for the actual seasons. However, you gotta keep in mind that, but I'm wondering how that would work exactly if you have animals. Like, so if you fill everything up and then you decide to just the green all the way, and then you just go ahead and just skip, you know, a month, 2 months, 3 months, pretty much however long it is until your crop is ready to harvest, or you're ready for the next stage in the process. Then how is that going to affect your cattle, or your pigs, or your horses, or your whatever it is? Especially with horses, if they go with the same route where you ride them every day, you increase their value. Will their value increase a little bit, but not as much as when if you've been doing it every day for the in-game month, 2 months, however many months you skip. Like, that is something that I'm very curious to see. There's so much we're gonna have to explore, and then because we know that the planting and harvesting part of the seasons is optional. Like the seasonal planting, the seasonal harvesting, and all that, that's optional, right? But I'm wondering if the seasons part is. Can you play it just like FS19, where seasons is completely turned off? I mean, I'm curious to see how in depth they went in with it. And I'm curious to see if you have, the the standard where we plan to go with this off. Well, it's off for now. Um, but you play it on the fast, whatever. And you have obviously you'll have snow in the winter and all the good stuff. Will that snow then affect if you're planting, because you have it set to normal farming simulator, right? What I'm also wondering is, will you be able to mod? I'm guessing that they would do this. I'm wondering how exactly it would work. It would probably be an override thing, where if you have a geo, a season's geo, where let's say you want a different country or a different state or province or principality, I think I can't remember. Anywho, a different area seasons. Will you just peel all there? Will you be able to mod it in, or will somebody go mod it in and then you just put it on and then overrides the default? Or is it a map thing? I mean, that's what I'm genuinely curious. Let's see. When I say there's a lot to explore, it's not just the new implements and the new tractors and harvesters and equipment, and then the new crops and the factories. There's a lot more. There's a lot to it. That's what a lot of people don't realize is there's a lot to explore, and especially bringing out so much. I mean, this brings out so much to learn and explore, or to explore and learn and figure out, not just for myself but for you all. And I'm more than happy to do it. I'm just very curious to see how it all works together, and I'm frustrated that I have to wait a month or just over a month to figure it all out, because I'm really excited for this. I mean, I'm dying to start. I want to start now. I want to stop playing. I mean, I'll probably still play FS19 because it's a great game. But I mean, I'm ready for FS22. I'm excited. No, that's what I said. I have it on. Yeah. yeah, so we'll see. I know my plan was going to be, get a mower, get a small tractor, get a small, or make sure that we have a mower, a small tractor, a small loading wagon. I'm gonna go from there. Hope to do some crops off the bat, um, and we'll do contracts, of course. I'm curious what kind of contracts we'll be able to have, or we'll be able to do, um, and yeah, and yeah. Oh, I think I'm gonna end the stream. So stay tuned, stay awesome. Hit the like button if you like this. Let me know your plan in the comment section below, or over our Discord, or on my Discord. Put all things in the comment here, but it should be the YouTube main page. It should be in any one of the most of the videos. It should definitely be in the About Me, or whatever it's called over here. I can't remember. Yeah. So stay tuned, stay awesome. As always, we will catch you later. Thank you all so much for watching, and I can't wait to farm with you in just over a month.